Welcome to a very special episode of That's Good Stuff. I'm going to share my screen for you, the
Hope it's
people
nothing bad.
out there.
He
All
filmed the
right.
whole thing.
So, this guy is an actor named Sky Yang. You may know him from popular stuff like the 2018 reboot of Tomb Raider or the Paramount Plus Halo series.
Oh Lord.
If you but we know him from a movie that we just watched. And why am I showing you this actor? Because in all his wisdom, the brilliant Zack Snyder thought to make a whole movie, an extended edition, just to fill in more screen time for this guy. So, if you remember, this guy's name is Eris, right? And we start Chalice of Blood, the director's cut of Rebel Moon, by seeing this guy's backstory because we all demanded it. Thomas, I know you demanded it the most. So
Put all of this on my shoulders. Thanks, Joseph. Now they know who to complain to. Gee.
Well, we know they demanded it, so we got the backstory from this guy. Grew up, we don't know. It was wartime. His dad was there fighting all the enemies from what do they call the Imperium or something like that?
Yep.
And
Just call them
fighting them all off. With his family in the background, they had a monkey. The family had their own monkey. And the monkey made the ultimate sacrifice, blowing himself up to save the family. But alas, the family was still doomed when Admiral Noble came. And he gave the family a choice. And that choice was Eris could kill his dad with a bone, or everyone else dies. So Eris, trusting in his dad, telling him just to do it, he did it. He became a man. And that didn't really help because Noble doesn't keep his word. He just took Eris away and presumably killed his mom and sister. So that is the beginning of a quest that we went on as a reward for getting to 100 subscribers. We gave ourselves the challenge of watching both chapters of the director's cut, Rebel Moon Part 1, Chalice of Blood, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Sin of Forgiveness, because that makes sense. And we are here to tell you the aftermath of that choice that we made. Well, Michael, this was your idea. So, what did you think about the movie?
First of all, this was the least my idea of everyone's idea. And you guys tried to make me watch this. I do have to give you props, Joseph, because dear God, I could not imagine watching this alone. And
it was bad.
we got together on a Friday.
I'm about to say set the mood and the setting.
The mood and
Michael.
the scene. Well, the initial mood and scene was we watched these movies when they first came out. The first one made zero sense. The second one was like, okay, that one made a little more sense, but it's still the same movie and still bad. Flash forward to, there's gonna be a Snyder Cut coming. You guys love to torture me, and you guys said, hey, when this happens, you're gonna watch that, and I was like, you're gonna watch it with me. So. Was it Saturday we did this? Saturday night. We go eat at Cheddar's first. One last meal before our doom. I had a pretty darn good steak. I'm not going to lie. I was surprised by their steak quality there.
I like their steak.
And then we headed on to start I was too afraid beforehand to look it up, the runtime And I was also thinking that only part 1 was releasing and 2 was coming later on. And so a day before I found out we were watching both parts, so I cried a little then. And then I found out that the runtime for both together, I mean, it was 6.5 hours, I believe, is the actual runtime. Because the first one was 3.5, and the second one was 2 hours, 57 minutes,
Like,
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 hours. 50
Basically
minutes,
3.5. The slow one makes it feel like 12.5. But so that's what we did. We sat down, we got our snackies, got our drinks, and we were full on popcorn and steak. At least two of the three of us were, and we watched part 1. And we had the conversation before. When did we go get drinks? When does it happen that we were pushed too far to go? And we were like, okay, we'll just wait till the halfway mark. We'll finish the first one. I feel like the first one, going through that one for me, it was improved on the initial because it made sense. The movie's not good. Don't get me wrong. The movie's not good, but after watching the initial version of the movie, I had no clue what was going on. You didn't know where the bone came from. You didn't know why they were doing it. Half the stuff they were doing, or who anyone was, or what was going on. The first one, I was like, oh, that's where the daughter came, or the little girl came in that she shot. That's where the bone came from, and why it has symbolization from the king, and blah blah blah, and all this backstory junk. So the movie made way more sense in the fact that it had a linear structure of, continuity. Still, the actual characters and motivations make zero sense. There's no substance to it, but there was that. So then we took our halfway mark, got what used to be Eskimo Hut is now like Daiquiri, Badangery, something. I don't know what.
Daiquiris to go.
Daiquiris to go. And then we just Thomas drank his way too fast. He was the first one to down his.
You're underselling the size of this daiquiri.
They're
it's
huge.
not like a White Claw that's like this tiny or something like that. It was a 32-ounce daiquiri. It was like this big, and I drank pretty much 3/4 of that thing in less than 45 minutes.
Yeah, because I feel like Jared's and I were a little more frosty. They were a little thicker.
Mine was like liquid.
Yeah,
basically.
yours was more of a drink than anything. And you started laughing harder and harder and louder and louder. And I was like, and then I felt your cup and I was like, how much have you? Because Jared and I kept looking at each other like, this drink never ends. This is great. Thomas was like, I've been done for 30 minutes. We're like, oh my God, dude.
Okay, settle this for us, Jared. You tried all 3, right?
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't try his.
No.
Oh, God. See, I tried all 3. Okay, so
I think yours was best, Thomas.
I
Yes.
think mine was the best.
Yeah, yours tasted like whipped cream. I was like, damn, I
It was
made a bad
amazing.
choice.
Technically, the lady chose for me because I wasn't there because I was in the bathroom.
She made a very aggressive choice.
Just
I'm like-
chose for you.
I was
I
like,
told
is it-
them, I was like, because at
Anything
first
with raspberry.
At
or
first, I
fruit.
was like, I'm not going to sleep if I drink, so go ahead and just go without me because I was in the bathroom. And then, because someone's like, they close in 20 minutes. And I was like, okay, you guys go ahead. And then Jared texted me, he's like, you sure? I was like, gosh darn it. Not the words I used, but I was like, go ahead and get one. And I was like, just get something with fruited, like pina colada or like a raspberry something. And Jared was like, I guess you said raspberry. And the lady was like, yeah, raspberry this. He's getting it. And she shipped you out the door.
So it was me that said it.
No,
but I was
Thomas
like,
said it.
I was like, do you have like a raspberry? So she's like, raspberry surprise. I'm like,
Raspberry surprise, mother. Like, oh
I'm like,
God.
I guess that one. She's like, size. I'm like, large.
Biggest you got. You don't know what we're in for, lady.
Yeah. So,
Supersize me.
and I got the white Russian one, which I'm not
That's very
gonna
good.
lie, that was extremely tasty. But good God, I think they had something against us because that was extremely strong and very.
Well, we were
potent.
in there like 2 minutes after close.
They were probably
so-
True.
close. They were like, yeah, this stuff is.
True.
We're gonna.
They
ruin these
turned
guys
off the
tonight.
door. They turned
Give
off
him
the
the jet
lights
fuel.
and like locked us out. Like as soon as we were
Nice.
out the door, we're like,
Jet
okay.
fuel.
Yeah, that was the. They're usually that way. I feel like if you don't go in and be like, hey, I want this many shots of alcohol in it, then they just like at least put 4 or 5.
There was a
in
lot.
there. And yeah, you could taste it.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that's how we pursued through 2, which I think was a worse movie with the director's cut from the original one.
With the original. Okay. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I did not enjoy either of these.
Mm.
I had a different experience. So I pride myself on liking bad movies, but this was a little much even for me. It like made me physically ill. I felt like I was getting sick from watching this. I was like, oh, I had to take a big break between the two. I went and got a hamburger, and it was good for lunch, and then I came back.
We got hamburgers too, but it didn't help.
That's true. You guys did get hamburgers with us. And I had a big bowl of mac and cheese.
It's a big bowl.
The food did not help.
Mm,
The second one at least went faster, I guess. The second one didn't seem too much different than the
It went
original
longer,
cut.
in my opinion.
really.
Sure.
All the
So-
solo farming.
So okay, so I've
That's
also,
all they added was like
There's just
more,
more
farming.
farming.
So
Yeah.
we've
Rolling
also
ropes.
determined, by the way, the stages of drunkenness. So
Mm.
I just get giddy, pretty much. I just laugh a lot. Michael gets extremely giddy for the first 45 minutes, and then he becomes kind of irritated, and then straight up grouchy. Like he
Well,
was.
Was that because of the movie, or
It was
because that's
late,
his?
man.
Yes, I believe it
It
is
wouldn't
in
end.
part of the movie. And then Jared's just like, oh, ho, ho, kind of enjoying it, and then he's like screaming at the TV. Those are his like stages of
What did you
drunkenness.
scream?
He's
He was like, end it, end it.
just cut to credits.
They wouldn't shut up. They just kept going.
Well, no, Jared was just like, go sideways, go sideways.
Okay, what did they add? I already said they added like the backstory for this character that kind of disappears in the regular movie, right? We're like,
Yeah.
where'd that guy go?
They added the whole like soliloquy of Jimmy the robot.
Yes.
So
Jimmy got more
we
screen
all
time.
wanted more robot, and they gave us more robot. But what they gave us was pretty much robot running around playing with bugs.
Oh yeah, he hacked the bugs.
He did hack bugs. It's true.
Hack some bugs.
And as Jared said, Naruto ran everywhere.
He did. He was very weeb in this director's
yeah, if
cut.
someone saw him, he would just take off.
And they added the
added some-
orcs. The orcs
yeah,
that
the
were watching them.
orcs.
Mm-hmm.
That made no freaking sense storyline.
They're
'cause
spying on them.
They're spying on him, but then Jimmy just kills them and they're dead. It's just like, what, Zach? No, just leave them out. Just keep them.
Why
cut,
re-add
you know?
it when they didn't have a purpose?
And they were like straight up orcs
Oh,
from
yeah.
Lord of the Rings. They
I half
Yeah.
expected one to go Saruman.
they didn't hide the fact that they were orcs. They looked. There was one that looked just like from the third movie. I was like, whoa.
What else did they add? They added a lot of sexy time.
Oh yeah, like uber long sexy time too.
But it was the
Yeah.
same sexy
It
time.
was the
twice,
same sexy
with
time.
a different man every time.
Yeah, okay, it's two different sexy times, and they added it like at the exact same point in both movies for some reason.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
20
same
minutes
bed,
in,
same
do it.
time.
Except
Same
Same
bedtimes,
bed.
same bed channel.
they just swapped positions though. She
Yeah,
didn't want to put in the work on the second game.
Yeah, she was pretty lazy on the.
She's
second
like, you
time.
did
Well,
nothing the first movie. You're going to do something at least for me, okay?
But you know what? Good on Gunnar, man. Good on Gunnar. Like the true hero of this movie. Honestly,
What a what a wimp. Spider Babies weren't in the first one or the original one, right?
I don't remember.
think so.
When she cut the stomach,
Yeah.
and all the
No.
Spider Babies flew
I don't think
out.
so. But you got that one that crawled. He goes, he does the look
Uh-huh.
back like you ran off. It's like,
I would be like, start the flamethrower. Then we get some work done.
planet's going down.
They added more violence. It was a lot more like
When
holes in
people
people's
got when
heads.
people got shot, it wasn't just like stormtrooper hit. It was like them like stuff was getting like blown out like the back and everything else like that.
There
So-
was one scene where there was like an eyeball flying out when they got shot in the head. I was like, whoa. The violence is very, I thought, cartoonishy. I don't think it added anything to it. It just looked like splash, like paint splashing all over the place.
yeah.
They added a campfire scene, but that made no sense because they were like talking, and then he drank from someone's flask. And it
Oh,
made
that was so
like zero
weird.
sense.
The dude from Gladiator.
Yeah.
He's like wearing that like paperboy hat, and he just like looks around everyone, then takes a sip from his flask, and it's like later on they talk about the fact that he like, oh, it's just water, it's just water. But at that scene, I'm like, were they trying to hint that he's drinking all the time? I have no idea.
Also,
Yeah, man.
It's very confusing.
Arthur / Cora got a million backstories in this one, or at
She
least
got
it
even
felt-
more
I'm
back.
about to say it felt like just never-ending backstories, and we all were making fun of like Gunnar, like just like, I just want to bang you, but I mean, at this point,
This
like,
is the
it's just not
price I
worth it.
pay.
Yeah, it's just not worth it at this point. Like even after the sexy time, she went into another backstory, and I was joking like Gunnar would just be like afterward.
Tons of flashbacks. They added missing teeth. Okay, so they should have called
That's
this
true.
first part the Chalice of Teeth, because
That's
they just
true.
go around collecting teeth and putting it in this picture.
And they
I
never
don't know.
completed it.
Nope, they got shot. They died. What was the point of that? We don't know.
What was the point of half of this movie? We don't know. Even when they added context, we still don't know.
They kind of, I don't know if you call this fixing something, but remember in the original when we laughed because we found out the spaceship was powered by coal, but the spaceship isn't powered by coal. It's actually powered by skeletons. Yeah.
Soylent Green is people, Joseph.
Because
And-
apparently the engine
was-
eats people.
It was sad because it cried.
It's space
Yeah.
tears.
About to say, we also learned that the engine isn't just made to look like a person; it is a giant person that is powered by it. And apparently, in the sequel, Joseph, she will free that giant's sisters for some
Yes.
reason
That's a good
because she got a flashback, and she got another flashback. Basically,
Is that a flashback or like
it
a?
was a vision, I
premonition.
guess. Yeah, vision.
Mhm.
Where it was talking to her. She's like, "You will free my sisters,"
It
and
looked
then
cool.
that was it. No context.
It's a big woman.
Yeah.
A big one. It's a giant woman.
A giant woman. Oh, well, I'm gonna get copyrighted. Don't. Sorry.
All right. Was there anything that you liked about this cut? These cuts, I should say.
The lead up to the first fight, even Thomas and I looked at each other in the shed whenever those dudes are picking on the one baby soldier that flinched when the box opened and Jimmy popped out. He's like, "Hey!" But that the lead up to the fight, because I remember the first time watching that, I was like, "What? Why? Who's fighting? Who are these people? I don't know who any of them are." And so whenever
Yeah.
you actually lead up and you realize, oh, they're a bunch of d bags are picking on this little baby soldier boy who likes young little flower lady who gives flowers to the robot. The lead up to that made that fight way better, and yeah. So I appreciated a little context there that we needed.
Anyone else?
I will say that the first one, like I think as Michael was saying, the first one actually seemed more, I guess, fixed. I guess he fixed some stuff with it, but I'm trying to make sure, or I'm trying to give this thing some compliments, like. But just the sheer amount of bloat for this movie itself is just like, good God.
We got the sexy time with the worms sucking
Yeah.
on his body,
Yep, that's true. We did see that.
and he's like smoking something.
Yeah,
We did get that too.
we got that.
He's like, "Do you want to join us?" And that guy's like, "Tempting, but no." I'm like,
She goes,
"Why would you put it like that?"
chokes and falls backwards. I'm not sure how that's enjoyable, but
I think those are the things they're
Never tried
implying,
it.
Michael. But I don't
Never
want to
tried
go
it.
into that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I kind of like the part better when she went into like the gunner because they were like aiming the cannon at the village, and she kind of went in there and wrecked house to aim it back at the ship. That was
Oh,
kinda
is this
cool.
the second part we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. For a second, I thought you meant the gunner part in the first movie. I'm just like, no, honestly, it was worse, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. 'Cause I swear there was more slow-mo involved.
There's a
I'm
lot of slow mo.
confused on what movie I'm conflating because I thought the chick that had the paint over her eyes died in that battle in the original one,
No.
but
No.
I'm picturing a movie that looked like that fight, and there's a chick just like her, and she's in the like kind of like a divot, a cutout, and she dies. but I don't know
I
what it
don't know what
was.
that is.
I know, and it's very familiar. Like visually, it was gray and sandy. Like that fight was. I'm
Quick,
like,
give
what
him a
was-
word. Give
What
him the
was
word
that
he's
movie?
looking
Give me
for.
the word. Give me the title.
If we had a chat, I'm sure they would know.
But-
um,
I don't know.
did only one of the 7 samurai die?
In the original,
No, in this movie.
What's samurai?
he's making a joke.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
it's basically the same plot as Seven Samurai.
It's not a
Thanks.
joke. It's
I appreciate that.
It's
fact.
But it's just that sword lady, right?
I think so. Well, I mean, Gunnar.
Oh, does he count?
No, he did.
Like,
Yeah,
why did
They gave him a tiny blanket, Joseph.
Why did they give Dan a tiny blanket? Dan wasn't from a village far away.
Because he tried the hardest. He tried to go after the main guy.
He also
They didn't know that before they gave him the blanket.
he also banged Cora. All right, he's
Yeah, I think that's
he's
why
part
they
of
Or
gave
did
that.
she
Yes.
bang him? I feel like is more accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that's true.
Dang, he got the.
He was just appreciative of it.
Okay,
They're like, you need a blanket for that.
was it just me, or did Noble seem more like skeleton-ish in this, or is it just me?
Mm,
I mean,
Like
he was always skeletonish.
I
but
know,
even-
but he looked like they even like digitally removed more fat from this guy's like bones, because like you could see his outline of his skull in this movie.
I
Did
remember.
you-
I remember it the same way, but you're right. He has no fat. He has barely stood. It's just a skull. He's a
Yeah.
they
skull
knocked
man.
out his teeth in this one.
They did.
Because I was-
and then they just came
I was,
back.
I was rewatching Deadpool, the first one, because I totally forgot about that movie. Like what happened? I forgot he was in it, and he had way more fat in his cheeks. So I was like,
He's
"Oh,
the
he has
villain.
cheeks."
He is, huh?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen that in a long time.
I think he's in Hellboy 2, right? Plays the prince.
He's
I haven't
that
seen that
guy.
in a longer time.
Also, he's in Game of Thrones, Michael.
Yeah.
He plays the first guy to play. Oh God, what's that guy's name? The one that Daenerys falls in love with.
Really?
Yeah, he played the first one.
yeah, the
of
first
that guy.
actor.
Yeah,
I've been like
Uh-uh.
half thinking about rewatching that since House of Dragon's over, but we'll see.
I've been thinking the same thing, but also everybody
Are
keeps
you gonna
reminding me.
stop
Remember how it ends?
Remember how it ends?
Yeah, are you gonna stop at the what is it? The
7th
last
season.
2 seasons?
I don't
Honestly,
mind.
I'd probably stop at the third. Honestly,
No,
'cause
you gotta
Yeah,
go
but-
for 5. 5 has hard home. It's the
5 is
best
like the one that-
episode. It's the best episode.
5 is like
it's
5
so
has
good.
like- 5 is like the worst season, though.
No, there's 7, dude, or 8, whatever it is.
I don't know. I don't even
the
know if that
guys
exists.
I
honestly.
was listening to said that the part it ends is when one of the characters leaves, and I can't remember what character it was. One of the characters like exits the show, and I don't remember who it was. They said, but that's when they say you could stop watching it.
There's a lot
I was
of
gonna
that,
say,
Joseph.
A lot of people die.
But we're getting off topic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wrong show.
we'll talk about that a little bit later. All right. Anything else about Rebel Moon? Do you are you ready
I
for
was
more
about to say
Rebel Moon?
we got to talk about the possibility of a third one here because we still
What do you
got
possibility?
we still got the bad makeup, bad beard villain that
Oh God,
changes.
that
I forgot
guy
about that
sucks,
guy.
Man.
like everyone,
Okay,
especially him, changes their accent so frequently. I'm like,
Mhm.
just speak in your native.
I swear
whatever.
he had a Spanish accent in the first one.
And then it
Like-
turns Scottish, like he's in
Everyone
He's
Dungeons
says
and
Scottish.
Dragon.
changes, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
then changes to Scottish, and it's not even like good Scottish. It's like, do you know what you're doing? I'm just like, is that Michael speaking the Scottish accent?
Hey.
Me? I said me.
You hush your mouth. We're better than him.
No, that's
Did
probably
you-
true.
So they added that to the ending, right? So we get him, and they're like, "Sir, we have to tell you something."
Yeah, then he's king now, apparently, not just the regent. So
Yeah, he's like, "Yay!" and everyone's like, "Yay!" and then,
he's like, I've got a shillelagh too.
And then the Clone Wars start. And,
Yeah.
and then the
it's like,
Clone Wars started. Yeah. That guy's a wimp. No wonder they cut him out from so much of the original one.
Yeah, he sucks.
Not a very
Do it!
intimidating-
I
Yeah,
forgot-
do it.
Do it! Do it! What does that
That
mean?
scene was way worse for some reason. That
It was bad. That was bad.
assassination scene. That was terrible.
I remember the first time I was like, "Oh, something's happening."
There was a lot more focus on the musicians too, by the way. The ones
Yeah.
with the bags over their
Eyeball
heads.
bag.
Yeah, that those prisoners had the same bags. Yeah,
when she's like leaving the room, they're like, turn it.
Is this just like
Take
Zack
it easy.
Snyder trying to reveal secrets of Illuminati? Because he had the,
I mean, it might be because the triangle.
and the bags
Is
with
it that
the eyeballs.
stupid?
This is his warning to us.
He's
Like,
trying to send a
he's
message.
trying.
Like, do you think I'd make something this bad? No, it's a hint.
Why
Clue.
doesn't the king have any robots with him at that part?
Why is the king following these people into like the whatever
hangar?
room they were? Yeah, whatever room
Well,
they're in.
I just like that evil music's playing, and the king goes, "Something's wrong." I'm like, really?
This is fishy.
I ordered a mariachi band. You gave me an orchestra with bags on their head.
Oh,
Okay, did Carrie Elwes's beard and that guy's beard seem worse in this one? Or maybe it's just that we saw more of it.
Carrie
Maybe that
Elwes
was,
didn't seem as
maybe.
bad to me, but that guy's it's horrible.
it looks like they glued
Horrible
his.
for that villain. Oh my!
It-
his
it literally
wig
looks
and
like
the makeup
this.
on his cheeks makes his face look so fake, and then you got the hair that's plastered onto his. It was horrible. Stick with the like weird the magician goatee. That was better.
Well, I'm sorry, but they should have chosen a guy that was like way older to play this guy because
Yeah. He's-
who made that joke? Was it Michael? That's like,
Mhm.
yes, my
That's me.
daughter
No,
was you. He's like, my daughter that could be as young as me,
Yeah.
but it's fine.
my adopted daughter. But look how old I am with this makeup and the beard
This
shows it.
Beard. Mm.
Oh,
But-
You
man.
want Noble to return somehow.
Yes, he
I
has
do,
to.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's like
honestly.
the Avatar villain now. Bring him back, man.
I already
Again.
think Zack Snyder's a hack. He needs to do this for me, just for me, because
I'll give credit to the guy that played Noble. I think he was the only person on set having any fun, which because like I was like, my God, this dude is chewing all the scenery. Like nothing was subtle about Noble whatsoever.
It's fantastic. Bring him back.
you owe me one, Zach. Bring him back for the third, because jeez.
Zach the hack.
Oh,
I'll even
okay.
let you have one farming scene. Just bring him back for the third one.
Man, there was a lot of farming on this one.
And then
There was like seeds falling. There was just
get
throwing up the
two
seeds.
scoops.
Scoop.
Oh yeah.
Two scoops.
Two-
One.
Two.
Two.
There's a guy just scything like a whole row slow mo, and I was like, oh, you don't need all of that.
Then Nemesis, for some reason, she decided to do kung fu in a field.
Oh yeah, that was
Oh,
so
yeah.
weird.
And then
She's
I
like,
was
I'm
just
not
like,
working.
yeah, I was just like, you should be working, right? Like
I
he
thought
said,
she
like
was gonna,
all
like,
hands.
do some kind of samurai thing where she cuts down the whole field with just a few women. But she's just going like this out in the
Oh,
field for
Kids'
some
fingers go
reason.
flying.
Talk about a scene that didn't improve, like her like having this tragic backstory. She's the greatest swordsman of all time. She still dies to those three random dudes that just come in that one house. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Protected the women and the children.
But did she?
Her tiny husband, because that kid is
Dude.
still creepy.
How many people live in this freaking village? Because it looks tiny,
There are a lot.
but they kill a ton
lot.
of villagers. When Noble goes in that hole, he's killing like everyone. I mean, they bomb the place. Everyone should be dead.
I mean, it looks like 5 shacks, but they destroy like 80 shacks somehow. And they're like, how many shacks?
Dude, you see that lady that like popped out of a window with like a cannon?
Yeah.
It was like, "Da-da-da-da."
Oh man.
Like
What?
I don't know. Like nothing was improved really in this movie.
Oh, it's just long.
Yeah, it was just longer. Like, good God.
I'm honestly surprised we did it in that one sitting. I didn't
I
know.
know.
We were starting. I was like, "There's no way these."
I thought
no,
Michael
there's
was
no
going to
way.
be like in the midway point. I thought he was going to be like, nope, we're going to do this tomorrow, or you guys can watch it alone.
Get
Yeah,
out of my house.
No way I could have done it like back to back. I needed that
I'll-
big break I took.
I'll be honest, we were kind of impressed that you did this by yourself. We're like, we barely got through this with alcohol and with people around.
Yeah, if I did this by myself, I would have been. I
Can
would
you-
have been playing game. I would.
Can
Can you imagine
And-
watching this sober? I can't. Like, I don't see how I could.
And I watched it on a laptop. I didn't even have my
Oh.
TV, so I was just like sitting.
Might as well watch it with your phone, just like
It sounds like some road trip crap where you're just stuck in a car for hours, nothing to do.
hey, if Jared and Joseph are in the front, you take that opportunity to go in the back, plug in your laptop, and you play some video games. I'm just saying,
Or you can watch
from
Rebel
experience, or watch Rebel Moon and just cry. So
I
Moon.
think you get all the way to Lubbock on Rebel Moon.
We also discussed the fact that there's so much slow mo, we were losing our minds the whole time, but no sexy slow mo,
Yeah.
no emotional.
That's where you wanted it?
Yeah, like,
One
no,
time-
no emotional weight brought to the sexy time with the slow mo. Nothing of it. You think that would be a slow mo time?
there was more emotion in that grain harvesting.
Yeah.
Just like
When they dropped the seeds that one time, it's just like.
when Jimmy grabbed a piece of wheat, it was just like. Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy.
What do we call part 3? What is your best guess for the title?
How noble of you.
It's a noble return.
The Bearded King.
Oh my god, I don't even know, man.
Bearded-
I don't know why we had different titles for the movies again. Like,
I know. On Netflix, it just says the director's cut.
Yeah.
It didn't even like tell me the title. I was like, okay.
yeah, I wasn't expecting the curse of forgiveness. I was like, okay,
It started like
someone
that's not what
take
it was,
the,
right?
yeah. I was like, someone take the thesaurus away from Snyder. He's
Yeah.
he's starting to get on my nerves.
So Zach has planned. I don't know if you saw this, but he plans to make a new movie without using any VFX. Can he do it?
Is that
Because he's
include
never
slow-mo?
done it, right?
I don't think he
Do
can.
you just have people walk in slow, like act in slow motion?
Oh, don't give him the idea.
Everybody.
Okay, there should be bans on him. There should be bans on slow mo and director's cuts. He has to keep it to like 2 hours and no slow mo.
And then
See
I
if he
forgot
can do
there's
it.
fisheye lens in the second
Oh, I
part. And
know.
I'm like,
in the
oh
first
my
part
God.
too.
Well, I never recognized it in the first part, but the
it's
second
in the
part.
village at the beginning.
Michael had a moment with that. He's like, I'm
He
sick
did.
of
I'm
this
sick of this.
camera.
So this is
It's
all blurry
so
on the outside, and then like you
terrible.
really see
Yeah.
it there. It's like all wavy into the middle.
He's like, I hate this trend. It's stupid.
It
Stop
is
it.
dumb.
I hate you, Zach. He
There-
started saying very mean things to Zach. I was like, whoa.
He
there
did
was,
actually.
There was one scene in the House of the Dragon finale that had that not as bad fisheye, but it was still that like outer focus.
Mhm.
I was like, stop it! I don't like it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. So go make sure you watch that on Friday. Yeah, so let's wrap it up. Any last thoughts? So this was for 100 subscribers.
Yep.
We already have another challenge. If we get to 250 subscribers,
What was it? 50? 250?
250, yeah.
Okay.
Jared is going to review every Imagine Dragons song ever written. Okay, not maybe ever written, but ever put under their name.
All the demos, all the.
Yeah.
all the
All the beats.
features,
Every
all the
release.
remixes.
All the B sides and the EPs.
The remix.
I hate Imagine Dragons, but I've done this sort of thing with Boston for my dad, so it can't
Boston's great.
be. It
What's
can't be
wrong?
that bad.
They do have a surprisingly a lot of music.
How much albums do they
They
have?
churn out albums, dude. I'll count.
Are you serious? I thought it was like 2.
Dude, no way. Hold
They're
on.
the Stephen King of
No, I thought I had to do 2 albums.
I'm always surprised by how many they have, and they just had a new one come out like last month.
So are you going to do like a tier list, Jared, or are you just going to rank them or just give like a letter grade?
We can do a tier list. I'll get the tier list like template, and I'll just. This is crap. This
Okay.
is F.
So their
Crap.
official albums. Why is okay? That's confusing. Their official albums they have 6.
6.
6 official albums.
Has anyone heard their first album? Was it that popular?
That was the radioactive one, wasn't it?
Was it?
Really?
I don't
I don't
recognize
know.
this cover though.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's a
know.
radioactive one, but they added a different cover on.
That was their best song. Everything after that was downhill.
I feel like radioactive is so overplayed, and like every time I hear it, I'm like, I gotta skip it. I'm sorry.
that and the Nintendo Switch song, whatever that was.
They do have some good songs, so I'll be interested to see if like what you think of the. There's like all the really not popular songs I really like, and then their popular ones I'm like, yeah, it just sounds like Imagine Dragons kind of formula.
I didn't know you didn't like them that much, Jared.
Hate
I
them.
didn't
They're
know
like
you hated
I always compare them like secular church music because it's like that.
them.
But you know when you're going to sit down when the church service starts, it's always that
They're just
kind of
trying
music.
to pump you up
Yeah.
in a wholesome way that doesn't work. It's like it's
All right.
early. I just want to go to bed. Leave me alone.
So that would be
coffee.
That'll be Jared's challenge at 250. So please help us get to that. And then it's just me and Thomas left. So I don't know what you guys have in store for us. But we'd have to get to 500 for one and 1,000 for another.
How about I do all the Nickelback?
No, because you like that's not a
just
challenge.
derivative of Jared.
No, I was hoping Jared would make that joke, and he did.
You guys are gonna have to come up.
What does he
with
hate?
Thomas has to eat all of the cheeses.
All
Every
the
single
cheese.
type of cheese. He has to eat and rank why.
That's awesome.
All the cheese.
I don't want to do that. That's just
Your
gross.
butt, Thomas.
None of us want to do what we have to do.
That's just gross. Like,
That's
You can't
that's
like
the best
challenge,
idea.
Thomas.
God,
That might
Michael,
kill
was
him.
good.
I was gonna say, I don't know if his poor little heart could take it.
probably end up throwing up. Like,
He finds a cheese he loves. He's like, oh.
even the cheeses I like, I don't really like all that much.
I just tolerate.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, Michael's like, "You like provolone?" I'm like, "Eh." It's like,
I mean, you gotta have mozzarella for pizza, so I guess.
yeah. Even that is like, I would honestly just like half the time I don't even like it on pizza. It's just like
You would just eat a tomato pie,
probably.
sauce and crust,
I've done that. Before.
Toppings.
I've ordered that before. It's like,
no
"Eh."
cheese.
Yeah, but it gave me too much heartburn because it's too
No.
acidic. Because they put extra tomato sauce on there. I'm like, oh, too much.
You just need
Just
a,
get
like,
breadsticks and dip then.
yeah.
I mean, I wanted the meat on it, so that it needs to have a binder of some kind.
Get-
That's the worst part about cheese is it binds everything, and so it makes like today I had a quesadilla, no cheese. It
It's
didn't
a
stay
binding.
together. It didn't stay together.
I can't even argue this situation right now.
It's cursed.
I'm too sleepy.
I even said today, I wish I liked cheese. It would make my life so much easier. Do you know why? Because you can you can't take cheese off. You can put it on. You can't take it off though.
Thomas is a step away from being Chipples.
I'm gonna put cheese on you,
Thomas's
Thomas.
challenge will be cheese related. That's all we can say.
Fondue party.
Fun.
Ew. Oh god, that'd be the worst. Oh no.
No.
We're gonna hose you down in some nacho cheese.
I can't stand that shit. Oh.
We'll get him a hat that says cheese heart instead of car heart.
Cheese head.
Dude, get a cheese and carve it into the Carhartt symbol just for him and put
Yes.
it on a plate.
And he has
I would-
to-
I would legitimately be
Eat the
mad
whole
if like
thing.
well, I would legitimately be mad if you took like a piece of Carhartt and put like Swiss holes in it. Like, oh look, the cheese heart. I would be physically angry. So
All right, we got to get out of here. We got to talk about this House of the Dragon nonsense. So make sure you subscribe, throw us some likes, and notify yourself for even more good stuff.
thank
We'll
you.
See you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Recording stopped.